Everywhere in all things I'm instructed, both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. I was telling some folks, I heard a fellow one time talk about this, and some of you can relate. He was talking about how long he had been married. So me and my wife, we got married about 35 years ago, and we had nothing. He said, now 35 years later, we still got most of it. How many can relate to that? I joke sometimes, I talk about me and my wife's been married 36 years, right? That's close. 36 years we've been married, okay? And when we first got married, we were just dead broke. You know, she was in college and I dropped out of school to work because, you know, to try to pay a few bills, put a few groceries on the table. And, you know, even when I look back at it, we think about how we were so broke. And I'll tell you how broke we were. How many of y'all ever picked up pop bottles and took them to the IGA? Boy, some of y'all lived sheltered lives, ain't you? A bunch of y'all's too young to even remember that, because you can take an 8-pack bottle, a pack of bottles down there, that's 80 cents. They give you a dime a bottle. Now you take about 4 cartons worth right there and you get $2 or $3. Now this was back when gas wasn't $3 a gallon. So I get $3.20 or $4, whatever, and that'd put a couple dollars worth of gas in our little old car. And that'd get us all the way up there to the beautiful banks of Mud Creek where my mother-in-law and father-in-law lived. And I knew if I got up there, my mother-in-law would have me some fried taters and pork chops and homemade biscuits. And I'd eat a good meal, and then she'd send me home with 2 or 3 big old jars of green beans and tomatoes, and if they had corn and stuff like that, we'd have enough to eat on for a few days. We was so broke we couldn't pay attention. But you know what? We found out we were content even in that situation. I look back and I think, wow, we didn't have nothing, lived in an apartment house, we barely made enough money to pay the rent. Had a little bitty car. Let me tell you about this. She bought this car when she was in high school, and we drove it. And it was just plumb, it just, you know, I didn't know if it'd start or if it wouldn't. Didn't know if it'd run, didn't know if it'd quit going down the road. And we finally I said, we're going to have to trade cars. Little lime green Mustang. Hot rod, doesn't it? I'll never forget, I drove that car to the car lot and I spotted another little used car that I knew the lady that had owned this. She bought it new and she drove so many thousand. I knew they took care of it, so I thought, here would be a good car for us. So I drove our little car down there to the lot, drove it up on there and turned it off, and I prayed, Lord, let it start back. So I went in and told the fellow, I said, listen, I'm interested in trading cars with you out here. And he come out there and he said, okay. He looked in his little yellow book, NADA book. This is what I'll give you for yours, and then we'll work it out. Can you do that? Yep. He said, well, let me check your car. And I was praying, I said, Lord, let it start. And he got over and it went, oh, thank you, Jesus. He said, well, don't smoke it, fired right up, we'll trade. I said, phew. I come home, she said, did you trade? I said, yeah, I had to. Didn't know if I'd get back home in the green one. But we were broke. We were poor. We were just getting started. But in any condition, whatever situation, we were content. I was content if I could get to my mother-in-law's and get me a good plate of home-cooked grub. You know, I was a slim fella till I met my mother-in-law. I'm telling you. My wife will tell you. When she met me, I was skinny. But she introduced me to, and you know what? I know I'm digressing. I'll get back here in just a second. I got to touch on this. How many of y'all like fried taters? And I'm going to tell you something, you young folks. There's only one correct, great way to fix fried taters. With Crisco.
Amen. Amen.
My mother-in-law would cut them taters up in that big old cast iron skillet, and then she'd put a big old scoop of Crisco right on top. And it'd just melt right down in it. And she'd fry them up, and when they come out, they kind of stick together and brown. Whew.
You're preaching now.
Praise the Lord. Ain't nothing no better than that. Some of them good, perfect homemade biscuits.
Amen.
And you know what? I'd be so broke. I'd have $2. I think, we got enough gas to get back home. We got a few groceries here. We're going to be okay. But we were content. Nowadays we go home and I'm going to hit everybody's toes. You walk in there and open that Frigidaire. That's what Mama called it. I don't know what brand yours is. It might be a Whirlpool. But she called all of them a Frigidaire. You open your Frigidaire and you'll look in there and you'll say, there ain't a thing to eat. And it'd be plumb full. Look in the cabinets and say, there ain't a thing to eat. Let's go to McDonald's. Think about it. Y'all that way. I'm that way.